What's up, everybody? It's Surreal coming to you from the one and only Small Fry Show. It was a nice video. There was a question that was asked to me, and it's actually going to make a pretty good video topic. So the question was, does the weather still scare me? But before we get too deep in this thing, you already know what I need you to do. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to come join the family. Also, the views and topics expressed in this video are mine and mine only. They do not represent the company I work for. I am not a spokesperson for said company. Now that we got that out the way, it's Sunday night, almost Monday morning. I know you're not used to seeing me out here late on Sunday night like this. But as I told y'all, my schedule change started today, Sunday through Thursday. Sunday through Thursday. Hopefully everybody had a good holiday weekend. Back to the grind, on the grind. As you can see, we ain't in the Freightliner, we in the Kenworth T680 of 2019 tonight. So let's talk about this weather, especially this time of year. Like tonight, it's cold, 24 degrees. It's like some light snow. They out salting though. So the $1 million question is, does the weather bother me or scare me? Yes, the answer is yes. I think for me, March will be 15 years that I've been doing this. So I think for me is I've never gotten complacent when it comes to the weather. I'm always checking the weather apps where I'm going. To me, that's part of trip planning, is looking at the weather. Especially if you're in an area where the weather gets bad, where a lot of the areas we go, it snows. Up here on the snow belt. So you got the potential to have a lot of wind, a lot of rain, and a lot of snow. It's essential to know those things. So you kind of prepare yourself for what you're getting into. If you're traveling there, the weather's bad, you can kind of prepare for that. Instead of letting it catch you off guard. So like for me, the ice, I can deal with the snow. The only thing that really bothers me with the snow is if it's a blowing snow, like a blinding snow, or sometimes you get a powdery snow and a truck will pass you and all that snow will blow back in your face, man. It blinds you. It can be, even in the daytime, it'll blind you. That kind of gets me nervous when it comes to the snow, but most generally, the snow don't bother me like that. The ice does, the fog does. But heavy downpour, anything where you can't see the road, you lose the road and you don't have no visibility and things like that, that gets me nervous. Now, I'm not going to panic. The key is to not panic. Stay calm. If you have to pull over, get off the highway, not on the shoulder, things like that. But the key is to stay calm and work through those progressions in your mind. You have a day where it snowed the whole day, man, you'll be mentally exhausted by the end of that day because it just wears you out. It will literally wear you out. Because the moment you don't, whether it's the rain, snow, sleet, ice, fog, or the wind, tornadoes, hurricanes. Yeah, hurricanes blow in off the ocean, but they bring a lot of that rain and wind inland. Roads flood. You drive through these flooded roads, you don't know if the road's washed away underneath. You don't want to get stuck, and then now you're risking drowning. There's so much when it comes to the weather that plays a part in being successful at this job. Because let's take Wyoming for an example. If they have a high wind advisory for light and high profile vehicles, and you go out there and you get blown over, you are 100% at fault because you shouldn't have been on the road. That type of stuff jeopardizes your driving career, your license, and it's not to say you won't get a job, but it's going to make it hard. It's going to make it extremely hard and extremely difficult. So those are things you want to think about and kind of prepare for. You know, get you a download. I always say download a couple different weather apps. I'm not gonna say which ones I use because I ain't promoting it on this channel. On this channel. But get you a couple different weather apps and kind of compare. Some, you know, one might be accurate for one thing and the other one isn't. You know, that way you can kind of get a general idea. Is it saying the same thing or something different? You can kind of prepare. I don't really look too far out, like 10 or 15 days, man, because that stuff changes so much. I do a couple days, 3 or 4 days, maybe get an idea, and you'll look back and stuff changes so much to where you're kind of like, okay, it don't do no good to look that far out, but just keep your eyes open, you know. And like I said, this time of year, get your food and stuff, blankets, you know, flashlight, things to keep you warm. Because if you break down out here, who knows, wherever you break down at, how long it's going to take for someone to get to you. And you don't want to be getting freezing and miserable and all those type of things. So, this is just a quick video. So to answer the question, yes, the weather bothers me. The weather scares me. I still get nervous. I still like, man, you know, I don't want to slip and slide. I don't want to jackknife. I don't want to get blown over. I don't want to run into anything. Absolutely. And I think the moment that it doesn't bother you really like that, you've gotten complacent. And you don't want to get complacent out here because that's when the bad things happen. So be careful. Pay attention to the weather. Pay attention to changing conditions because that can be the difference in you going home at the end of the shift or end of your, you know, your tour while you're out or whatever. That can be the difference in you making it home or not. Weather is absolutely important. You don't want to be driving into a tornado. You don't want to be driving into an ice storm. Fog, where there's no visibility. Fog is one of the worst things that you can deal with out here. I'll be asking myself sometimes, like, why is it fog lights should be standard equipment on a tractor trailer? Because we go through so many different changing conditions. And fog is something that can come out of nowhere. Fog lights should be a standard piece of equipment on a tractor trailer. That's just my honest opinion. Fog and ice, man, I don't want nothing to do with either one of them because they're dangerous. Y'all saw my video from last week of the ice storm. Y'all see how fast that stuff changes and all the wrecks they had and stuff? There ain't nothing you can do with it. At least with snow, you can kind of like find your way through and things like that. The ice and the fog, it's literally with the fog like driving blind. I don't like it one bit. I don't. I've been in some bad fog. So, yeah, it still shakes me up. Still gets me a little nervous. But I just try to get through it. And if I need to pull over, I'll pull over. You know, I'll make that decision in the moment. So, as always, make sure you ride to your pickup and your delivery on time and safely. Call your loved ones. Tell them you love them. Love on somebody today. Most importantly, be the reason that somebody smiles today. The world needs it now more than ever. This is